never have. Nathan stood near the cracked bathing pool, which was littered with the remains of winter. Piles of decaying leaves and odd bits of bramble obscured the painted tiles. A lantern casing had fallen into the pool, and Nathan attempted to fish it out using the tip of his cane. He'd only recently returned to us from the war in Crimea, and still sported the red uniform and high jackboots of the Queen's Guard. I could not help but admire his lithe figure as he strained to reach the lantern. He looked every bit the noble son of Lord William Ashe, famed arbiter in Parliament. Though Nathan was set to prove he did not share his father's appreciation for power, at least not in the traditional variety. Crimea had clearly changed him, fraying some indispensable part of his consciousness. Since his discharge, Nathan had become involved with what amounted to a cult in Southwark, a gathering of the wealthy sons of London's elite. These lost boys met in the chambers beneath a broken pleasure dome called the Temple of the Lamb, where they were instructed by their spiritual leader, Ariston. Day was a foreigner who'd recently appeared on the London scene with all manner of arcane philosophies in tow, and his temple was our topic that afternoon in the garden. Miss Anne, father's servant, brought a steaming pot of Indian tea from the house, but none of us touched it. Maddie and I were too caught up in our concern, and Nathan was oblivious to simple refreshments. As he worked to rescue the stray lantern, he described to us for the first time how he wanted to live upon the bedrock of the earth, this being Ariston Day's own mantra. "Reaching a spiritual bedrock is the hidden enterprise," Nathan said, a faint breeze playing at his auburn hair. "It's the secret tract to all the world's religions." Maddie lowered her head, running her fingers over her fox fur collar. Her rosy lips and large, expressive eyes appeared less vibrant than usual. "I'm not sure I understand your sudden interest in these foolish ideas," she said. "It's not meant for you to understand. Not yet, at least," he replied. "And the ideas aren't foolish, Maddie. Living on the bedrock elicits a state like death. A perfect state, which is, in fact, eternal life. We can all attain such an existence if we find the right path." "So you're looking for death?" Maddie asked. "Your adventures in Southwark have turned you morbid, Mr. Ashe." "Not actual death," he said. "A state like death." "Those are Ariston Day's words, not your own," she replied. "It's not a temple he's created down there. I don't even know what to call it. A pit where good people get lost." Nathan finally succeeded in hooking the tip of his cane through the loop atop the brass casing of the lantern. He slowly pulled the rusted thing free from the bramble and deposited it neatly at his feet, looking proud, as though he'd accomplished something of merit. "Your father really should have this place cleaned up, Jane," he said. "It's one thing to have a folly, and quite another to make your guests feel as though all of Rome is going to come toppling down on their heads." "Father is distracted," I said. This was, of course, an understatement, as both Nathan and Maddie were well aware. My father had cut our family off from London's social line after the death of my mother years before, and I'd been largely a recluse in our decaying house until my friends came into my life. Forked shadows of oak branches creased the brows of the stone gods that surrounded us, mirroring the troubled look on Maddie's face. She said, "Why don't you return to telling us how you're going to avoid getting yourself murdered down there in wretched Southwark, Nathan?" I could see she wasn't going to give up on her inquisition of him, and though I took exception to her willful approach, I agreed with her intent. I wanted to know more about Nathan's experiences at the temple as well. He'd always had an interest in spiritism, ethereal planes and the like, such curiosity being provoked by his mother's frequent seances and my own unnatural ability.